Hello, you can say hi if you want. Let me know if you don't have good sound or visual, and see if we can address it. Otherwise, I'll assume everything's okay. We'll get started in just 1 second. Hey, Jen. This is Maggie here. Say hi, Maggie. All right, close enough. There you go. Second. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll get started. Everybody, everything's working good? Yeah, she's really sweet. Aren't you? Yeah, so good. All right, so today I'd recommend having a yoga block. Just one yoga block should be enough, but you can use two if you want. I'm actually going to use two. One here. All right, we'll start with the Ba Cheng Gong. So standing with the feet, but hip width apart. And we'll start by looking to the right, come on the balls of the feet. Now forward, left, forward, and right. Forward, and left. And forward. Keeping the heels down, look up. Center, down. Center, up. Center, down. Back to center. Bring that to the right. And the left. And right. Chin up a bit. And down. Over the left. Chin up a bit. And down. Back to the center. Half circle with the head. And back to the center. Take your thumbs in a light fist and roll the shoulders back. And then forward. Then fingertips to the collarbone, roll the elbows forward. And back. Release. Now shifting to your left foot, lift to the right. Shift and lift, side to side. Send big arm circles forward now. And back. Thumbs in the light fist, elbows out, circling the elbow joint. The other way. And interlace, wrist rolls. Other way. Some waves. Reverse. And rub the palms. Hands to kidneys. Take the hips around. Other way. Back to center. Now left foot, right leg comes across and opens out 3 times. And inwards. Other leg. And inwards. Heels together, toes together. Rub the palms. Bend knees, rub knees. Put these together, take them around. Other way. And standing up. Ankle rotations. Other way. Other foot. Other way. And then heels together. Feet angled out. Lift the toes, relax the arms, gently twist. Side to side. Back to center. Heels out. Feet parallel. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone, really ground yourself, and then rock gently forward and back. So we're doing a lot of standing balances today. This is a really great warm-up, so we'll do a few more than usual. Try to keep the feet glued to the floor. All right, back to the center. Now inhale, lift the heels up, arms up. Keep the heels lifted, bend the knees. And then inhale, come back up. And then heels down, arms down. Again. One more time. And then the one leg with both arms, then the other. Okay, then elephant wags its trunk. And back to center. Shaking it all out now. Loosen everything up. Shake it out. Again. And shaking it out. Great. Okay, we're going to start today in mountain pose. Standing mountain. Feet can be hip width or closer together. So slightly turned in. Press your feet into the floor like you're holding the floor down. And we're going to start by doing some spirals. So taking your body around some small circles. And getting a little larger, toeing the feet. And the other way. And back to the center. Now bring the hands to the hips. We're going to come into standing flat back or Uttanasana. So from here, legs stay straight. Just tilt forward. And when you can't tilt it forward anymore, bring your hands into position and flat back. And bend in the knees, ragdoll forward. And slowly roll back up, coming up to standing. Now shifting to the left foot, we take the right leg up into tree pose. Pressing the foot into the leg, pressing the leg into the foot as well. Maybe reaching up. I don't really have the height for it, but find an arm position that works for you. And slowly releasing down. Other foot. Your right foot, left leg comes up. Some arm position that works well for you. And slowly releasing, stepping down. Okay, next we're going to come to the top of the mat for sun salutation. Okay, so from here, inhale, sweep wide and up. Firm the legs, exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, plant the hands, step, walk, or jump back. You could go right to downward dog or go through vinyasa. And then holding downward dog. Maybe walk in the dog if you like. Then on the next exhalation, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or jump to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep wide up. Exhale, Namaste. Okay, if you need a little sip of water, take a little sip. And then when you're ready, a wide stance next. Okay, and then from here, turn your left toes in, right toes out, 90 degrees, reaching up, tone the back leg, then exhale, arms wide in warrior two. And bring your right forearm down, left arm reaches over, an extended side angle pose. And anchor from the back leg, inhale, coming up. And the right toes in, left toes out, 90 degrees, arms up. Tone the back leg, inhale. Exhale, arms wide, warrior two. And that forearm down, right arm over top. An extended side angle. And anchor from your back leg. And coming up, left toes in. Interlace the hands behind, roll the shoulders back, heart lifted, tone the legs. Lead with the heart as you fold forward, straight legs. You could maintain flat back or round a little bit. Draw your arms over top if you can. Inhale. Slowly draw yourself up. Okay, let's bring the feet in a little bit from there, heels in. Now we're going to take our index finger to the thumb, arms out to the side, and then knees wide, coming into a goddess in balance. So really trying to open the knees as wide as you can. Now press the legs straight, bring the hands just above the knees, and then rest the weight of the upper body into the legs. Then shifting a little side to side. And back to the center, hands down, sit nice and low. You might shift a little side to side. And back to center, walk the hands forward, heels out, sit back into wide-legged downward dog. And hands in, come into flat back position. You can hold here or hinge further forward, maybe even walking the hands in for a deeper forward fold. And pressing up, bring your feet in a bit. Firm the legs, tuck the tailbone, draw yourself up. And then bring the feet in and together, coming up to standing. Shake it out. If you need a little sip of water, now's a good time. And then coming to the top of the mat for a little sun salutation B flow. Bending the knees, sitting back into chair pose first. Then straight legs fold over to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step, walk, or jump back. You go right to downward dog or through a vinyasa. Once you're in the downward dog, bring your feet a little closer. Please bring your right leg up and over. And then swing that leg all the way forward between the hands. Keep your back heel up. Tuck the tailbone rising up into lunging warrior, crescent warrior. And then from here, bring your left hand down to the floor, right hand up. And hand down, foot back. You could go right to downward dog or go through another vinyasa. Once in downward dog, feet a little closer. Take the left leg up and over. And swing that leg all the way forward. Keep your back heel up if you can. Rising up. Crescent warrior lunge. And bring the right hand down. Left shoulder up. Then reaching up. And then hand down, foot back. You can go right to downward dog or through a vinyasa if you like. On the next exhalation, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, jump to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sit low, reach forward. Exhale, straighten the legs. Namaste. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Another opportunity to get a little sit. Now this is where a block can come in handy for this exercise. Be very careful if you're using a block, especially a foam one. I don't actually recommend using a foam one unless you've been doing this a long time. We stand on the block with the left foot, and the right leg just dangles. You just try to relax that leg as much as possible. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, and add some swing in the arms and legs. And we're going to come into a flying pigeon standing position where the leg comes across like this. Feel free to step down for this part. If it doesn't feel safe at all for you in any way, step down. If you're feeling pretty confident, stay up on the block. You might be able to go a little further, getting the elbows down. Again, be careful. And inhale, coming back up to standing and stepping down. And then standing on your right foot. First, letting that left leg dangle out. Maybe adding in some swaying motions in the body just to challenge your balance a little bit. And then the left leg comes up into flying, standing flying pigeon. So again, feel free to use or not use the block. Inhale and drawing yourself up and stepping on down. Now the next pose is one that everybody struggles with, and it's a challenging pose, but there's 3 parts to it. We're just going to do one part, the part that I find is the easiest. So feel free to give this one a try. This is what it looks like. You grab your right toe with your right hand, you take your leg out to the side. You have to get your legs straight, but try not to lean. Try to keep your spine as straight as possible. You don't need your leg completely straight, but it's straight to nail. Good. Release down. Other side. Right hand, right hip. Left hand grabs the toe. Pressing out. Balance. All right, good. And stepping down from there. Now, block on the front right corner of the mat. Block or blocks, as it may be. And right foot forward beside the blocks. Left leg back. It's going to be triangle pose. With that wide stance. Arms up, tone the legs, and reaching forward. Bring the hand down into position. Triangle pose. And lower your left hand to your left hip. From here, scoot your back leg in a bit, bend your front leg. If you're using a block, that makes it easier. You're going to reach forward a couple feet and step up on the right foot. Left shoulder reaches up, maybe reaching up with your left hand. Tricky variation is to grab your top foot. And then slowly releasing, stepping back, coming up. All right, try that on the other side. Blocks in position if you're using them. Left foot forward, right leg back. Press the outside edges of the feet, tone the legs, and reaching forward and hand down in triangle pose. And anchor from your back leg, come up a bit, bend your front leg. For your top block, reach forward, a couple feet, step up on the left leg, reaching up, standing side balance. Possibly, this is a really tricky one to do. Helps if you have a sonnet or lean against. And then closing that down and come up. Great. Now block again. Stays on the same side of the mat. This is going to be a revolved triangle. So right foot forward, left leg back, not quite as far. Hips face the front, right hand, right hip, left hand up. And then forward folding, bring the left hand down. Keeping the right hip back, start to draw your right shoulder up. And from there, unwinding. Grab your top block, reach forward 2 feet, step up. Same idea as before, this time with the twist, standing balance twist. Hand can stay on the hip or reach up as you prefer. From there, stepping back, getting upright. Let's change to the other side. I'm gonna go this way this time. Bumping into the sauna. Okay, this time, left leg is forward, right leg is back. Hips square to the front. Left hand, left hip, right hand up. Toning the legs, fold forward. Right hand down, left hip stays back, left shoulder might lift. You could reach up if that's comfortable for you. And unwind from there. Bend your front leg, reach forward, 2 feet. Step up onto your left foot. Revolve, standing balance. You might reach up or keep your hand on your hip. And stepping back, tilting upright, come out. Okay, let's clear our mat of our blocks. Find a way to the top of the mat, go through a vinyasa. Inhale, sweep wide and up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the hand, step, walk, or jump back. You could go right to downward dog or through a vinyasa again. And downward dog, and then swinging your right leg forward. King pigeon. Upright or bowing pigeon. Okay, and coming back through downward dog. If you want to sneak a vinyasa in there, that would be good. That'd be all right. Now, other side, left leg forward, king pigeon. And upright or bowing pigeon is good. And come back to downward facing dog. From here, walking forward a bit, walking the hands in. Malasana, garland pose, which if you don't do regularly, it is a bit of a balance pose. I've seen more than a few people fall over in this one. Not a huge fall from 2 feet, 2 inches off the ground, but it happens, so be careful. All right, now sitting back. Actually this way. Balance on your 2 sits bones and your tailbone. Catch hold of your big toes again. And then start to come forward with your feet. I prefer the legs wide because I get my legs straight in the legs wide position. And then we're coming down into Upavishta Konasana. My block's in my way, so I'll come down the easy way. And seated wide-legged position. Sit up nice and tall. And then flex feet together, knees wide. Baddha Konasana position. And then feet together, feet forward. Sitting up tall. You could just have your hands in your lap, or if you can press into the floor and lift up, you could do that. Your choice. Sometimes you don't have a choice if your arms aren't long enough. This. and then sitting back down. Now next, there's a couple options for this next pose. There's the seated upright version, thread the needle like this, where you slowly move forward, walk your hands in. But there's also the reclined version, which can be done like this or like this. So you take the choice. We're ultimately going to be lying back anyway. So, but if you like the seated upright version, go for it. But left foot on the floor, right foot across, and then coming into the version of your choice. Let's release that side. Changing the other side, whichever version you're doing. External rotation. And then on the leg in. And then releasing that side. Draw the feet in. Feet hip width, feet parallel. Bend the elbows. Press the back elbows into the floor. Peel up off the floor into little bridge. Slowly lowering the hips back down. Hug your knees in toward you. Now keep hold of the right leg, extend the left leg. Point the toes down on both feet. Now hold your right leg with your left hand, or bring your right arm out to the side, and then pull your leg over to the left with your left hand. You can adjust to where your leg is. You can put your foot over your kneecap, or just have it tucked in. Look right if it's comfortable. Come back to center. Hug your left leg in. Extend your right leg. Rest the right heel down. Hold for a couple breaths. And right hand holds the left shin, left arm out. And draw the leg over to the right. Let the left hip come up. Look left to complete the twist in the head. And then coming back to the center. Hug your knees in, this time knees wide. A couple options. You could do happy baby, grabbing the ankles, feet, or toes. Or you come into tortoise pose in some cases. Or even plow pose if you like, if you know plow. Next pose, we're going to do a long hold. So if you want to hold this pose longer, that's all right. You'll have the time. But when you're ready, press up into Viparita Karani. I like to add a block for this one. Keep the medium height lately. Keep the belly lifted, legs pressing up. Chest full. Feet conscious. Now feel free to take this longer. Feel free to take this up the wall or find your way into Shavasana. Final relaxation, which can be done with the legs extended flat, classically, or this is a low back supportive position with the feet wide, knees against each other. Pick one and see if you can get into a deep relaxation, deep stillness. Shoulders, legs down the back, chin tucked a little bit. Start with a few deep breaths with an emphasis on the exhalations, making them a little longer. And I'll go for a couple minutes with you, but feel free, of course, to stay as long as you want, up to 3 hours if you want. Now, I recommend staying longer in the pose if you can, but if you are ready to come out nice and slow. It's a great opportunity to do a little bit of meditation to really ground yourself after such a destabilizing kind of practice, because we're intentionally putting us in positions where we're unstable, and that works on building our strength and balance. So now we want to be able to really settle the nerves and feel grounded. So feel free to take a little bit of a meditation. But thank you for joining today or for streaming. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks again. Namaste.